Hi, this is Maurizio from Invictus, Cataclysm, and Exdeo. Name them all. You're listening to CMS. All the best.
All right. Well, we are into the last segment of the show. There's no sense in taking a break between now and the end of the show.
All right.
So we might as well just wrap it all up with a bunch of different stories.
Okay.
I'll bring one to the table here that was submitted. That was submitted by Sydney Ralston.
Okay.
Hail and kill, Neely. The story might be of interest to you or maybe not. Anyway, I've been to the Download Festival a few times, and you need to be suicidal to want to have to shit at this festival. And you can basically piss anywhere. So these whining, mentally ill cunts can just fuck right off with this bullshit.
Okay.
Of course, what is being referenced here is Download Festival comments after artists speak out over quote unquote unsafe toilets for trans people.
Oh, please.
We stand with all members of our community and want everyone to feel safe.
Oh, well, good.
I'm so tired of this bullshit with all this always. We don't feel safe. I just don't feel safe.
I could be wrong on this. Please, anybody in the chat room or wherever, correct me if I am. The Download Festival is known for having humongous mosh pits. Yes?
I would imagine it would be, yes.
Do they feel safe in there?
Do they feel safe banging around?
Yeah.
In a mosh pit, just being bloodied and bludgeoned?
So you're safe at the mosh pit level, but you're not safe at the take a piss level.
Yeah, at the toilet level.
Yeah. And anybody taking a shit at any festival is fucking rolling the dice anyway. That's got to be, look, to take a shit at a festival, you got to do kind of the balancing squat. You can't actually sit on those fucking toilets.
Well, we saw what happened at Woodstock 94, right?
Yes.
People were swimming in shit outside of the porta potties. They thought that they were rolling in mud. Yeah, it was ass mud.
Yeah, it was mud, all right. It was mud from the hot dogs that were selling for $8 at the booth next to the shitter.
Right. Several musicians complained on social media after reports that the UK's biggest rock metal festival does not want trans people using the toilets of the gender they transitioned to. I mean, do you really
said this?
That's, well, according to the story, that's what's being said.
So somebody was standing at a row of porta potties. Let's be clear here.
Yes.
So there was a security guard at the porta potties, and he saw some woman with an Adam's apple as big as a basketball and said, "Listen, sir, ma'am, you may not go into the ladies' porta potty. You must go into the men's porta potty." That's what we're saying?
Well, if the headline is accurate, that's what you would take away from it.
This is nonsense. We've been to, how many festivals have you been to in your life? Dozens?
Well, yeah, quite a few.
Have you ever seen, at an outdoor festival,
anyone policing the porta potties?
Yes.
No.
Never. Not once in a while, not maybe even at this one festival. I'm saying it's never happened.
Right.
Never. All right, go ahead.
Download Festival has commented following controversy over the guidance for trans people using on-site toilet facility. Now, again, why do they refer to them as trans people when if and when they quote unquote transition, they are now this thing that they wanted to be? Why are they now being segregated as trans people rather than being the thing that they desire to be?
Guess is as good as mine because we love to cosplay in this country, apparently.
Well, but my point is if you quote unquote transitioned to be a woman, why are you not now considered a woman instead of a trans person?
Well, I'm a trans person that transitioned, but I still feel like a man.
Okay.
So now what am I?
I don't know. But again, this is the whole bowing. Well, this is what I want you to refer to me as. So you need to adjust your sensibilities to my desires.
It's craziness.
Yeah, it's fuck you. On Tuesday, May 27th, UK singer-songwriter Noah Fintz, I have no idea, took to X, formerly Twitter, to speak. And when is that ever going to end? X, formerly Twitter. When is that ever going to end?
It's X to me.
To speak out against the email sent by the team behind Donington Weekender, which urged trans people not to use the toilets of the gender they've transitioned to.
All right.
The email, who's getting this email? I mean, I use email for business, but in general, do people get their notifications through email? How is it done these days? Again, I mean, because it's always different these days.
It's always text.
Okay. The email screenshotted in Noah Fintz's post read in part, "We will be following the interim guidance issued by the Equalities and Human Rights Commission on 25th of April, 2025 here," which I don't know what that is, but the guidance states that trans women, that is biological men, should not be permitted to use the women's facilities, and trans men, i.e. biological women, should not be permitted to use the men's facilities, and that trans people should not be put in a position where there are no facilities for them to use. Again, this was your choice, but everyone has to bow to your choice.
How many? And I'm download does what 100,000 people or whatever.
I would imagine it's a massive.
It's a massive thing, right?
Yes.
Are there 10 trannies at this thing? Seriously.
Have you ever met a transgender person? Have you ever met one?
Yes.
Have you? Yeah. How many in your lifetime?
Not a lot, like 3 or 4.
All right. Over what span of years?
Since I've been divorced.
Okay.
10 years, 11 years.
I got to be honest with you. I've never met a trans person. Not once.
Yeah, I've met a few. And I don't, when I do meet them, I don't go out of my way to fucking placate them either. Hey, what's up?
All right.
I literally, this is no lie, it caused me a real problem at a family gathering.
All right.
We had a family, I think it was Thanksgiving or something. And my niece brought her trans friend to the dinner.
All right.
And we're at the dinner. And they introduced me to whatever this person's name was. And the person said, "Hey, I'm going to use the name Joan because I don't remember. I'm Joan. My pronouns are she, her."
And you went, you did the Family Guy. Nobody cares.
I didn't even do that. I just looked and I said, "Yeah." And that was it. Yeah. I wasn't going to be a total asshole about it, but I sure wasn't going to be like, "Oh, hello, ma'am."
Right.
Wasn't going to do that either. I was just like, yeah.
That's my go-to all the time. Peter Green. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. You're right. Nobody does care.
It's the album that shocked the world, Judas Priest's Turbo. In 1986, when heavy metal embraced the glam of hair metal, Judas Priest followed suit, unleashing Turbo. It divided fans, rocked MTV, and sparked controversy that still echoes today. In Cause and Effect Turbo, Chris Akin dives deep into the making of this polarizing album, sharing insider stories and personal memories from that explosive era. Whether you loved it or you hated it, Turbo left its mark on heavy metal history. Relive the controversy. Get your copy now at chrisakin.net or on Amazon.
Noah Fintz, who is transgender, asked in response in their post, "What the fuck are you doing? How have you got the gall to invite trans people like me to play your festival and then ban them from using the toilet?" They're not banning you from using the toilet.
I'm sure you had a toilet backstage. Shut up.
The post led other artists to call out the June festival online, including Pink Shift. No idea, who called the guidance crazy and so unsafe. Unsafe. And Witch Fever. Witch Fever?
Witch Fever. Oh, boy, they got all the big bands.
All right, whatever that is. And Miss the Backlash Download have issued a comment to NME while not walking back the festival's apparent stance on trans women using facilities of biological men and trans men using the facilities of biological women. The statement emphasizes that there will be unisex toilets across the site for all to use.
Wonderful.
The comment reads in full, Download Festival has always been and remains for everyone. At the heart of the Download is acceptance. We stand with all the members of our community and want everyone to feel safe, supported, and welcomed at the festival. We want to reassure all of our customers that the majority of the toilets across the site are gender neutral. Isn't that usually how it is?
Complete control. That is
Exactly. The majority of toilets across the site will be gender neutral and will cater to everyone.
Oh, thank God.
Download values every single member of its wonderful community and wants everyone to feel safe. Again, safe. In addition, Noah Fintz has put on the following up on the following post on X, claiming to be in direct communication with Download. According to them, the festival say that there will be no policing of toilets. Since when was that ever a thing?
It's never been a thing.
On site, and that the customer service person responsible for the original email should not have used the wording that they did. Okay.
That suck.
On April 16th, the judge in the UK Supreme Court unanimously ruled that the legal definition of a woman is based on biological sex, not gender. According to the blah, blah, blah website, this means that a woman is a biological woman or a girl, a person who was born female, and a man is a biological man or a boy, a person who was born a male. And the person should use toilets that align with their birth sex and not their gender. Amen.
Yeah.
Somebody has some good common sense.
Yeah.
Though the UK government welcomed the ruling and the clarity it brings for women, it has been decried as transphobic.
Oh.
Shut up.
Nobody fucking what?
Exactly. Thank you, James. There has also been a confusion. That's basically the transgender community.
Yes.
There's been a confusion as to how the ruling will be enforced, with a report in The Guardian saying that the agreement on how the companies should implement it may be fully signed off for months. This marks the second year in a row that the lead up to Download, which will take place in Donington Racetrack from June 13th to June 15th, has been mired in controversy.
Oh, mired.
Mired, just like the shit that you're rolling in.
That's right.
Next to the Porta Potties. Mired in shit.
That's right.
Last year, several bands pulled out of the festival at the last minute to protest the sponsorship of Barclay Card, which had ties to defense companies supplying Israel. Okay, whatever.
Again, leave your fucking politics at home.
Nope, can't do it. Download 2025 will go ahead as planned with headliners Green Day, Sleep Token, and Korn. No bands have pulled out of the upcoming lineup at the time of this publication.
Well, that sounds like an awful thing.
Yeah,
Sleep Token. Korn sounds good. Sleep Token. Who's the other one you said?
I already closed the thing. Who gives a shit?
Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Sleep Token sucks.
Attention, metalheads. Want to rep the classic metal show everywhere you go? Head to the CMS store and grab some killer swag. Whether it's coffee cups, t-shirts, wall art, or even phone cases, we've got you covered with all things CMS, featuring our iconic logo and badass mascot, Rex. Don't miss out. Visit cmsstore.cmspn.com today. Support the show, show off your style, and rock on with the classic metal show.